Okay, welcome back to the shed. I am ready to test this thing. I got the chips swapped off. This is the new TJA 1040. Am I reading that right? Yeah, 1040. I did a little reading on the data sheet. There's one issue: the 1040 and the 1050 that was originally on this have a slightly different low power mode and sleep mode. That's okay. I don't really care right now. I just need to test to see if it'll work. If it is an issue, I ordered TGA 1050 from DigiKey. It'll be here in a couple days. But let's turn this on. Oh yeah, by the way, a couple other things happened. I got a haircut. The safety officer's been checking in on us, and we got to. But now, let's test this thing out. So everything is turned on. There's nothing else on the bus. This all looks like it's on there, but everything's disconnected. The computers and all this shit. This is just the only thing that should be talking on the bus. Simrad had told me that it'll stay in standby mode, so it may not send CANbus messages, but I don't think that's true. Anyway, got the oscilloscope hooked up, 2 probes. Let's see what it looks like on CAN high and CAN low. This is gonna be real fun. Oh yeah, here's the dead chip. Looks like an old tick. Here we go. So this is CAN high and CAN low. Oh baby, it's working. That is success. Great success. All right, cool. That means we have saved $1,700 on buying a new one of these by just replacing it with this chip. Is, I don't know, $3.50 maybe. It is the, oh, that's the wrong one. This is one of the other ones I replaced. It's okay. But it's going to be the, can we read it? Yeah, the TJA 1040. I'm going to replace it with the TJA 1050 when it comes in, just so that we don't have to worry about this weird standby mode thing that this thing can do. But for now, I'm stoked. This thing works. Let's also hook up the actual autopilot computer and see if we can see the autopilot on the bus. These connectors go on one way. I got one hand. She should be turned on. Boop, boop, boop. All right, just powering up. This thing is kind of annoying because it's got this stupid, hey, autopilots aren't perfect menu. And it's not even that you just hit a button. You have to scroll down every time and make this agreement. Maybe there's a menu in there. If you know about it, let me know because it's driving me crazy. Basically, when this was turned on before, what was happening was it would say no autopilot computer found. And that makes the autopilot obviously doesn't work because this thing wasn't able to communicate. How I could see that in the past was when you get this CAN high and CAN low message. So I took the oscilloscope, hooked it up to the lines, and when I would run this connector not connected to the actual autopilot, it would look like this. I mean, I would have signals coming from other things on the bus, which is great. But as soon as I plugged this into this port, basically the blue line would be flatlined. It would not actually be able to pull it up or down or pull it down because something was shorting on this board. And so I went through and figured out that this chip was toast. There's a little capacitor in there for filtering the power to it, and there's a little noise filter for what are they called? Differential signals. That guy was fine, but this toast. So that's why we replaced it. All right, back to this guy. So again, we gotta scroll down and say accept. Hey, we got it. Hell yeah, it's working. Just another double check is we can see the rudder angle is located on the bottom. I do have my rudder sensor connected to here. This is kind of a weird place to put it, but you can see it moving. So I am getting live data from the autopilot. I'm moving this autopilot back and forth. I can also add a GPS. I have this GS25 that we can connect to the bus. We find a free bus connector. Won't really work in the garage, but it will give us a compass heading, which is one of the other pieces that is necessary for running an autopilot. So GPS connected. Oh, look at that. Look at all that data we're getting. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so we've successfully fixed this board by repairing it with a chip from an old board that was on a piece of junk that I snagged years ago and just took that right off of that board. How you take it off is use this heat gun here. So the soldering station with a heat gun and just kind of, get heat around the whole thing until it comes loose. Take it off, clean it all up with a little bit of flux, and then do the same thing with this board, clean that all up with some flux, put it back on. You can either try to reflow it with a heat gun or use the actual soldering iron tip, but that's how you fix a boat autopilot computer.